Today's vlog day 960. Just realized that the microphone wasn't on that whole time, so that's why it was so stable. Okay, side note, I was testing the microphone out and apparently I set the wrong settings. I was really impressed with it until I realized that the reason that it was pretty much zeroing out on the wind was because it was zeroing out on everything. But I'm at Yves' place for lunch. We're doing a photo shoot for Eat With, which is a website that basically does like culinary experiences with chefs like him and other things. There's a professional photographer here. She's taking a bunch of photos. I'm here just being a goof, and we're just gonna hang out, have a good time. He's gonna introduce us to a new dish that he just created, apparently. We're gonna eat well, that's all that really matters. And then we're gonna play Smash Brothers, and that will be the real determining factor of how the day goes, because apparently they've been getting a lot better. Hey, salut! Ça va? But yeah, microphone, we'll see how well it's actually breaking up the wind now that it's actually recording sound.
Terre de loup.
Moi j'ai connu, j'ai travaillé à
Ravioli is probably my favorite overall, but the duck that he makes, unbelievable. I didn't know how much I love duck until I met Yves.
Ça devient une immense station balnéaire, un casino de malade.
Le petit coulis, faut goûter aussi, hein.
Ouais.
I always eat way too well chez Yves.
Parce que j'ai fait ce que j'en ai des rares, tu sais.
Je voulais voir.
Prenez avec le nez.
Le meneur.
We're gonna to play some Mafia, which in French is called Loup-Garou or the werewolf. But nobody here in Paris knows the game except for like 2 people, so they'll explain it. Anyways, this is turning into a very long afternoon, very pleasant afternoon, but we've broken into... How old is this rum? Il a quel âge?
Hors d'âge.
XO, hors d'âge? C'est comment on dit que c'est...
Trop vieux pour...
Trop vieux d'être sûr que... Okay, well, this is really old rum is what that turns into.
No
Anyways,
age.
we'll get to Smash Brothers eventually, I'm sure. Right, Fred? On joue à Smash Bros.
Normalement,
Et
oui, on va
tu
jouer
vas
après.
pas de chaud là.
I died first. I got killed, and so I just got to sit through that whole game. But before I go, because I've got to go pick up Yvonne, my friend Yvonne's staying with me tonight before she goes back to London tomorrow. Before we do that, Fred and I have got to play at least one game of Smash Bros. And then it's on from here. The other thing I wanted to talk about, which I mentioned earlier before the microphone broke, was talking a little bit about those embarrassing moments and why I feel like it was important to share that yesterday. Even though it is, yeah, kind of embarrassing.
Je précise, je suis un peu bourré.
I'm a little bit paranoid about the microphone now because, well, for obvious reasons. I gotta go find Yvonne now. She wanted to go, she lost her hen do. They went back to London, staying with me. She was gonna stay with me longer, but she's gonna go back earlier than expected. So I'm not sure where she is. Let's see if we can figure that out. In the meantime, that was great, as always. A little bit of Smash Bros to finish out the evening as well, always fun. Thing about yesterday, we were talking about this, a couple of us today. One of the things that I really don't like about social media culture, Instagram in particular, but YouTube does this too, is that people tend to falsify their lives to make them look better than they really are, to make them look kind of, I mean, genuinely unrealistic, photoshopped and just cleaned up and perfect. And part of the reason that I wanted to share my embarrassing story from yesterday wasn't because I'm a total masochist, but was partially because I don't know, I don't want to start glossing over the details. There's certain things I won't share, I shouldn't share, obviously, online. Just because I live a good portion of my life on the internet doesn't mean that I have to live all of my life on the internet and put everything out there. But at the same time, the last thing I want to do is to start censoring my life because there are awkward moments or things that I'm a little bit embarrassed about, because this is what happened. And if I'm going to be putting my life on the internet, I don't want to just pick and choose the bright and shiny moments and leave the rest behind, which I think is pretty clear from the track record that I already have from vlogging daily for as long as I have. There is definitely always a temptation to gloss over things because it would just be a little bit easier sometimes, you know? Let's hop on the metro. I guess I'm gonna go home and drop my stuff off at least, and then either I'll meet her out here for dinner or I don't know, we'll figure it out from here. And I know I've talked about that before, my distaste for social mediaizing people's lives. It's a really weird balance to strike, considering that so much of my life and now my career is based around social media, for how much I really don't like a lot of what social media has come to represent. But I guess that's part of it, is it's like I'm embarrassed to have a hangover for my own personal reasons, for my own past, the way I was raised, how I used to be super anti-alcohol when I was younger. And at the same time, it's kind of like, you know what? These are the choices I'm making, these are the consequences that come with them, and that's just part of life, and I want to share life like real life as I go. Decided just to chill. She's all set up with Game of Thrones, so she's happy.
Who's it?
You? Are you happy?
Yeah. Also, I'm like eating ramen on the floor, like.
Anyways, she's feeling great about life right now. We're just chilling. We're just chilling at home, watching. She's watching Game of Thrones. Well, I'm editing, having a nice chill time. It's a really good way to
We'll have a
go.
conversation eventually, but you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to peel you away from your Game of Thrones. Anyways, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for an unfortunately Yvonne free day, but it frees up, I guess, my day tomorrow to just relax, since I did have the whole thing blocked out for you. Unforeseen benefits, really.